frontline politician Alhaji Buba Galadima, in this interview, speaks on misery death in Kano state amid raging coronavirus pandemic. The mysterious death in the state was said to be as a result of COVID-19, but yet government didn't specify the actual cause of the death in the state. People are saying it's another thing else, that is something else that is killing people in the state that is yet unknown. The deaths are not new to me. However, it doesn't matter the figure, whether it is a million or just one person, it is human life. Any life has value. It is very important for fellow human to value that too. We should never disregard the value that God gave human. How can people allow themselves to be playing politics with other people's life? He said he lost a teacher, a professor, and he was a godfather and a mentor to him in Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. When there is a pattern of death like this, any reasonable government, whether local, state or federal, must quickly move to investigate, because the deaths have become so rampant. From morning to evening, they are burying corpses. That shows that something is definitely wrong somewhere. An immediate investigation should be done to secure the lives of other people that are yet to die. And more importantly, because of the nonchalant attitude of our people, with the way we are, you can never say there is no part of this country that does not have this virus. All the Kano government was going initially was to get money from the federal government. They didn't envisage it would turn out this way, and that is why I think the federal government should move in quickly, take over the responsibility from the state government, because it is not every state governor that can act like Governor Sanwo-Olu in Lagos. There is no any NCDC office in Kano. How would that help fight coronavirus if Kano is the second leading state with high number of cases? People were burying their dead family members of community members with bare hands, with no medical precaution given to them. They are trying to show that coronavirus is not the source of the death in Kano. If coronavirus turns out to be the cause of the death, then Kano state is in serious trouble, as many people have disobeyed social distances and went to cemetery for burial, even using bare hands. You can see that the COVID-19 committee in Kano is selfish, nepotistic, and it is set up for selfish purposes rather than for the generality of the people of the state. The state government is to be blamed for all that is happening in Kano state. The measures they took is not enough for them to know what is killing people in the state. I also think that the state government should be held responsible should this go further. Is the death actually COVID-19 related, as there have been arguments back and forth on the actual cause of the death? I am not a medical doctor, I am an engineer. Therefore, I can't make an opinion on the issue of whether it is COVID-19 or malaria. But from the news we hear from other climes, COVID-19 always hides behind other underlying ailments. COVID-19 has the tendency of hiding or using another sickness so as it gets past the body system. It might be the cause of the death, but the virus was not actually discovered. It might be hidden. So guys, this interview with Buba Galadima, it was done before, I'm very sure, at least from what we've just heard him say, it was done before the actual reports came out from the federal government, from the presidential task force on COVID-19. I think the report came yesterday, and they categorically confirmed that the death was as a result of COVID-19. It's been proven. They've done tests. I think 80% of the tests they've done and they've carried out, they found out that it was COVID-19 that actually killed most of the people. But the one thing that got my attention in all of this is what this man said, that because they were trying to overlook it. But, you know, like we always say, if you hear about something, you don't just discard it totally. You don't just say, oh, just wave it off. And that is what is really affecting us most of the time. We hear something just to try to meditate, to ponder on it and see whether it is true or not. Even at the end of the day, we find out that thing is true. But initially, we must have discarded it. We must have like, wave it off that is not the issue. But at the end of the day, when you now go thoroughly to know the result or the outcome of the particular thing or the cause of that thing, you now begin to say, oh, I didn't know. But it's not so. That's why some people just see, you just hear, you maybe post something or you say something, oh, it's fake news. Just by reading the headline, it's fake news. Some people don't even know anything. Oh, it's fake news. Everything is fake news. That is what is killing them. And for what he said, they were using their bare hands. They were just, all of them were going to cemetery to go and just be burying. Oh, it is not a COVID-19. And from what we have heard, this COVID-19, it comes as malaria. It comes like with the same symptoms that malaria portrays. But at the end of the day, tell me, those who have gone to bury their people now with their bare hands, people were in the cemetery, is it not going to escalate? Is the figure not going to escalate? The governor was waiting for 15 billion naira. I don't know whether they are going to give him, because I just believe that because of the relationship between he has with the president, whether he's going to be given to him. They were just waiting for that money. They were waiting for that money. And the question is that, and some people have been saying that we are paying for our sin, we are paying for greed, we are paying for negligence that we have put up in the first place. Most especially the people who have who have been saddled with the responsibility of taking care of people, to do the right thing. You cannot tell me all these people, they have not been getting allocation. They have offices. They have a ministry of all manner of things in this country. They have ministry of health, ministry of this, ministry of that. Tell me, how faithfully have they been funding, have they been taking care of all those things? Now they talk about the palliatives they be talking about. There is no national security number that you can even use to trace anybody. Now they are telling us that the ones that they shared, that according to law, we are still waiting for lawyers. According to law, you are not supposed to make the figures known or the people that you have paid. Who says? So if we have data and all of that, you don't know, then where does accountability comes in? Accountability, you are not going to be accountable for anything. So because of I don't understand, it is only in this country. Do you know what thing that baffles me is that the so-called people, the elite, they know what is happening. We don't even need to go outside the shore of this country. You know what is right. You don't need to say, I want to go. You have to go to abroad before you know how to put food in your mouth. You don't need to go abroad to know that, okay, people, to have compassion, to do the right thing. It is just wickedness. That is just the way I see this whole thing. Mere wickedness. Because that is why they've not been able to put a lot of things in place. And we are paying for it. We are really, really paying for it. People that have gone to bury their loved ones with bare hands, at the end of the day, you find out that those people die of coronavirus. Don't you know that everything will escalate? Even just the burial of her Bakari, we know what happened there. We know what happened. That people were just afraid. Of course, they said they are the people that went there that they tested negative. If the so-called people who are supposed to be leaders, are supposed to show example, they flat orders, rules and regulations, what do you expect of a average person on the street? Average person on the street is just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. I hope people will be able to take their destiny in their hands by you yourself. You don't need to wait for anybody to tell you, oh, social distancing, this and this and that. Those who have been affected, they have a better story to tell. They will not even be talking about I want to go out, I want to do this. You just be there, witness every manner of, just like I was saying before, ordinary malaria. Malaria is not ordinary, maybe because there's a drugs for it, but we know what you are going to be going through. Okay, let me just say Qatar. Even Qatar that we commonize as ordinary in other climes, it's a big deal. You even know when you are even going through Qatar, of course, you know that Qatar is nothing and you are going to go out of it or come out of it. But one thing is that at that particular time that you are experiencing that flu, it's flu or Qatar, we call it Qatar, whichever, that's how we can really understand it better. You know how inconvenient it can be. You will just be restless. You will be restless. Even if you have a little pain on your finger, you will just be restless because your mind will just be there. The consciousness will just be there. People who are having good health, who are living in good health, they don't even know what they are enjoying until when you have a little discomfort or any kind of pain before you know it. So guys, what this man is saying invariably is that this whole thing might really escalate, judging from the fact, because like I said, this interview was granted before the presidential task force team came up with the outcome of the result, the reason why these people were dying. But now that means what he has said with what the reports now, you should know that there's fire on the mountain. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Please let us learn from you. Leave your comments below and let's have your take.